Welcome back, everybody, to Brutally Honest Reviews, only on the Brutally Honest Network. And today we're doing a Netflix special recap episode. And we are going to do, specifically, we're focusing on Q4 2018. And why we're focusing on Q4 2018 is because a lot of interesting movies came out, and a lot of you didn't see them. Mm-hmm. So,
shame
on you. Shame. I know everybody's seen Birdbox. Or at least everybody's talking about Birdbox.
So many names.
You know, and people are saying, I refuse to see Birdbox because I don't like how people are talking about it. Wow. Or like...
End yourself.
Brave.
I saw Birdbox and I thought it was the best thing on Netflix.
Also brave.
Or... I saw Birdbox and it was a piece of shit.
You're all brave.
I've seen a lot of unintelligent posts on Facebook.
Right, they're all unintelligent.
And they're just trying to make it seem like this is ridiculous. I'm like, what you're pointing out is actually super
easy to explain.
Plausible. So I don't understand where your anger comes from. But it's one of those things that everyone likes it, so I don't want to like it.
So we're doing Birdbox, which has Sandra Bullock and a bunch of other... Oh, MGK.
MGK. John Malkovich. And, well, according to my cousin,
Alita's in it. Fuck yeah.
Because my cousin is 16 years old and has no idea who Sandra Bullock is.
Sandra Bullock.
He says, that lady from Birdbox. That's all he says. And then he said that she kind of looked like Michael Jackson. Now I really can't unsee it.
Well, I saw that.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Oh, it's a meme too?
Rom. You need to speak up.
So, Birdbox, another movie called The Apostle, which... stars, sorry, I'm burping up everything. The Apostle, which stars Dan Stevens from, let's name Legion. The Ticket. On Amazon
Beauty and
Prime.
the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, the new one.
I have seen him in nothing.
Really?
Legion's good.
What about The Guest?
Weird, very weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you need to see The Guest, being
There's
a horror
a
fan.
huge fucking list of things I need to see. I need to go back and watch all these podcasts because I haven't actually been keeping a list of all the things I'm told to watch.
Add The Guest. Add The Guest to your list.
To my non-existent list.
Yeah.
You got it.
It was one of Dan Stevens' first, and it's like as close to Terminator meets like It Follows as you can get. That's pretty accurate on the
Sexually
spot.
transmitted robots?
That's what Birdbox was.
Exactly.
Birdbox
I'd watch that.
It Follows with Sandra Bullock.
So, we're doing Birdbox, The Apostle, and our third one rounding up is Hold the Fart. Oh, sorry, I meant Hold the Dark. I've been calling it Hold the Fart.
Whoever's choice that was to watch that movie was just
who did pick that one?
Evan.
Yeah, was that you?
I picked it because for some reason they're giving Jeffrey Wright more projects when he's not a good actor.
He's really not. He plays Bernard well because he's a fucking robot.
Exactly. That's how he plays
This
every
man
role.
is an untalented robot programmed to read lines.
Exactly. And that's my problem. But anyway, so we got a short amount of time to get into all these reviews. So let's start with Birdbox. Initial thoughts, Rob, what do you think?
I thought it was all right. Not great. Not bad. A little predictable at parts. It was pretty decently well acted.
All right.
But yeah, just all right.
Yeah, samesies. I just did it for the memes. Well, and this. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It was okay. Nothing wowing me in it, but I'm not mad that I saw it. It was okay.
I didn't hate myself.
Yeah. It was all right.
Same. I thought it was okay. I thought the acting was... it was okay.
John Malkovich was good in it.
John Malkovich...
Pleasantly surprised by MGK.
Pleasantly surprised.
He had 3 lines and tried to...
I mean, he emoted a little bit.
He was in it for 5 minutes.
Back to that on all these. You gotta throw one in on each podcast recording? Damn!
3 lines and he tried to sexually harass a woman in one of them.
Yeah.
He got Alita.
We were just making jokes.
I'm so upset about that because she fucking denied him in the beginning.
And then they fucked in the laundry room.
They had
and
to.
I am upset. I'm upset.
Well,
upsetty spaghetti.
That is Alita. Don't disrespect her like that.
Me, Rob, and a friend watched that together, watched Birdbox together.
Very loud friend.
And we were just making jokes and like when MGK just got sick of the production, it was like, let's go fuck some bitches or something.
That's exactly
and that's
what
why
happened.
they left. Because they could never come back to it. Like, they never come back to him. They just he just left.
Just left, yeah.
Yeah, that was his goal.
That happens. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a solid cinematography. Most of the cast, well acted. I love the score. I thought the music was really solid. I think it was Trent Reznor and Atticus Finch. I'm pretty sure did this one.
With 9 Inch Nails.
All the right components, everything you need. You hit every single check mark to make a good edgy movie this day and age, and it just kind of met expectations. I think my biggest gripe was that the flashbacks never really inform or feed into the present day or the 5 year later, like into the road. Like
problem.
Nothing. It doesn't.
Yeah.
None of the decisions that Sandra Bullock makes, or none of the decisions that any of those characters make, inform or enhance the experience on the river.
And even The Walking Dead gave you a decent backstory within the first season.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Like this movie couldn't even do anything. Like couldn't do anything for us. Give us some kind of like insight into these characters' lives before this happened.
Yeah.
It was just like.
All we know is Sarah Paulson really liked fucking horses.
Yeah.
And then she died
And she
in
wasn't
the
sad.
first 15 minutes.
And she wasn't sad before.
No, she
then she was
wasn't.
sad.
I love Sarah Paulson. I look forward to seeing her in Glass.
She's really good at crying in everything she's in.
Yes.
I'm disappointed she's in Glass, actually. Mainly
Why?
because I think her American Horror Story is a sham.
God, Evan and I are fist fighting today.
I hate American Horror Story. I've tried.
I do
you
too.
do.
I like the first season.
Why am I
season's great.
sitting in this
Yeah, Murder House is
seat?
good. I liked the one after that, Asylum.
Oh, that's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, that was
She's
the
fighting
one with the
everyone
Nazi doctor?
tonight.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
my least
I
favorite.
like that one.
Too much going on.
I liked Coven.
Yes.
Yeah, that was alright.
That is forever the top season that will ever exist. Ever.
Murder House? No.
No!
Murder House is the best season.
Coven.
Murder House is where they should have like stuck to the actual theme and stopped trying to be. I don't know. That's my
Murder
opinion.
House was good, but Coven is my shit.
But
So yeah,
anyway,
Birdbox.
Birdbox, yeah. So let's talk about this meshing of characters we had. So we had all these different characters all thrown into this mix. We have MGK. We have the girl who
Alita
avoids
Battle Angel.
Alita Battle
who is
Angel.
Alita Battle Angel, who avoids MGK's rapey advances
At first.
and then she's like, all right,
And
whatever.
then
it's the
5
end of the
minutes
world.
later.
See the hammer John Malkovich.
John Malkovich, the whiskey
Yeah.
drinking,
Gun-toting madman.
MAGA guy.
kind of
I don't
always
like
that
him.
character, but he was a little different. He was a little bit more compassionate
I
and
don't
kind
like
of reserved in this one.
I was expecting him to kind of like make a full turn in the sense that like he starts off despicable and then finds a way to redeem himself
Yeah.
later, but he just
I wanted him to die since the
he
beginning.
just keeps being the same asshole the whole time.
Cyrus the
Never learns
virus.
anything, never changes. He's just a survivalist through and through, and yeah, it doesn't make anybody a better person. him
Turns
being
out he
there.
was right the whole time.
Yeah, that's sad, but
Yikes.
He was. And so in this mesh of characters, we have for lack of a better term, the black dude.
Did you just say
his
for
name's
lack
Tom.
of a better term?
No, for lack of a better term.
His name is Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
I forget the names. You see so many movies.
I only remember Tom and Olympia. It's fucking it.
I don't remember that either.
Well, Olympia is the little girl's mother.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
right. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I forgot her
technically,
That's girl's mom.
technically you remember
Oh, she's
four
in Dimples
people's
or
names.
Dumpling.
Yeah.
Dumpling.
I watched
Netflix.
Dumpling right before I watched this too. I was like, oh, I actually really like her.
Dumpling looks good. I haven't seen
Dumpling
it.
was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
See, this is why we need to do more Netflix or just in general streaming podcasts.
Fucking Taylor from Hellfest is in it. And she plays an aggressive alternative girl again
Nice.
in Dumpling. Not
Oh, and
Birdbox.
Dumpling.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
I think you should watch it.
So we have John Malkovich. We have Tom. We have Olympia. We have
The scientist from Jurassic Park.
yep, we have him.
the
Yeah.
scientist for Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Oh, the
he was-
Asian dude. Yeah.
The guy who
Right.
he's like, don't worry,
BD
I'll just look
Wong,
at the
guys.
cameras.
What the
Yeah,
frig?
it's his house, and he agrees to look
Y'all
at these
don't
cameras
know
and
BD
sacrifice.
Wong's name.
So I got really confused because it sounded like he had like infrared cameras or something, at least when he was describing it. So I guess looking at them in any way just
fucking guy
messes you
in
up
the
that
wall?
way. Like the rules
I'll
aren't
I'll make a
really
man
clear
out of
about
you.
what they
That's
did.
him.
Like
Yeah.
the monsters are just like they kill you in a way that's convenient to the plot.
Right.
Because even when Sandra and boy and girl had their blindfolds on and the monsters were out there, you could still kind of see through the blindfold. So the rules established earlier is that if you see them at all in any capacity through any filter, they get you.
I love It Follows.
But they didn't get got. Why weren't they
Yeah.
got?
The only thing that I
Can't
did
really
like about this
see.
movie is that the fact that they call the children boy and girl because they don't want to grow too attached to them to
Yes.
actually give them names, which
That's what
understood.
I liked.
Well, I
it.
mean, from the flashbacks, you could tell that's why Sandra Bullock did it.
Sandra Bullock
Right.
was not happy being pregnant. She was
No.
like, "Fuck this kid." Like, oh, that's upsetting.
Let me just say,
She already adopted Michael Orr.
I hated Sandra Bullock as like the headstrong.
Because she's a bitch.
Woman.
She played a good bitch in it. A good bitch.
I think she was so hateable in this.
I guess it just confused me because she did seem kind of pensive and kind of took a backseat in the flashback scenes, and then all of a sudden, 5 years down the line, she's just like strong warrior mom.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
we never
It's 5
never
years.
see what triggers that change.
I would
There's
be
no character.
angrier than her if I had to deal with fucking kids in this shit. Kids don't listen. Those are the most well-behaved children I have ever seen in my life. And in my soul, I'm like, this was any fucking like 5-year-old that I know now.
But-
They'd be dead
didn't
before
look
this
five.
even
But
happened.
But do you know
They
what
look a
the
little
difference
older.
is?
Ugh.
They didn't watch cartoons.
Yeah. Or video games.
Oh my god, when they ate the Pop-Tart and she's like, this is what strawberry is. And my
Bullshit.
heart sank. I was like, they've never had strawberry before.
They're better off.
They
Strawberry
should have had
Pop-Tarts are
brown
better.
sugar.
But like, that was
That's where to
just
set the
so
bar.
sad.
It's like the worst
Stale
flavored Pop-Tart.
strawberry Pop-Tarts. Oh, I'm one of those weirdos that's like, I like unfrosted fruit Pop-Tarts.
That's fine.
I
but
am
the
a 75-year-old woman.
strawberry
It's a weird
one's
preference, but
gross.
I like the blueberry ones.
Those are delicious.
personally.
I like all of them.
Yeah, I like them all. They're all good.
You know what I don't like? Chocolate chip. Chocolate chip can suck a dick.
Yeah.
I don't like cherry.
Cherry?
The cherry one kind of tastes like medicine.
I like cherry.
Nah.
You're weird.
I like s'mores.
Strawberry milkshake is the top tier Pop-Tart.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Never had it.
What? Okay.
What do you mean? What?
I like
It's
the
never-
brown
it's nowhere.
sugar cinnamon
Eat-
one.
They only keep strawberry, blueberry,
You
cherry,
can find that shit at Target.
brown sugar, and
Yeah.
s'mores everywhere.
You can find
So
that
do
shit
we
at
think they
Target.
made the right choice with strawberry Pop-Tarts
No.
in this movie?
No.
No?
Absolutely
What would have been the best Pop-Tart
Strawberry
to give those kids?
milk.
No
Milkshake.
strawberry would have been left. It would have been only chocolate chip and those weird split ones that are out now.
And
Those
yellow
suck.
Starburst.
Those exist?
And yellow
Yeah.
Starburst.
They made
I
it.
love yellow
I like those.
Starburst.
They made a Jolly
Yeah.
Rancher one.
Yeah, they did.
So weird.
Jolly
At least they
Rancher
didn't have a
Pop-Tarts.
goddamn Twinkie in this movie. 'Cause I would have fucking flipped the goddamn table.
Why would you make that's like the most
Mortal
realistic one
Kombat.
to
Mortal
have.
Because every
5
movie
years
does
later,
it.
you calling it.
Zombieland did it.
Mortal Engines did it.
Mortal Engines did
Mortal
it.
Engines did? I gotta see this movie.
She called it an inky because the rapper was like, it's 1,000 years old. in
They
the
also
movie.
referenced Despicable Me statues, relics of years
Horrible.
gone by.
That's awesome.
No, it's not.
That is so great.
How dare you?
What a culturally significant
I
piece.
despise.
I feel insignificant
Everything
because you
about
said that.
I hate Minions so much.
But
Bird
okay,
Box.
so Bird Box. So
Fine.
So
See it.
we're gonna spoiler this because you know this has come out way far past spoiler.
You know what you're watching.
So Bird Box, it has so it's the same kind of an embodiment of, or at least we think so, as The Happening, which was, as you know, a piece of shit. If I wanted to write a movie,
Is that Mark
there,
Wahlberg?
Fucking
That's Mark
kid.
Wahlberg looking at trees very inquisitively,
I think that tree
then-
called me a queer.
and then a bunch of random people killing themselves in stupid ways to explain what is going on. So where someone could stab themselves in the eye or shoot themselves in the head, instead they run over themselves with an industrial lawnmower and a really long scene that's supposed to be super, super shocking, and then we get a cross-cut shot of Mark Wahlberg looking concerned, so we know it's real.
So you get that in The Happening, and then you
Yeah.
kind of get this in Bird Box.
Yeah.
But I think something that Bird Box does do a little bit differently is they make it clear that guilt is the motivator for the suicide. Because with The Happening, it's just like, I'm killing myself now.
Yeah.
But with Bird Box, it does seem like there is a pretty it does something to bring out this incredible guilt inside of you that forces you to kill yourself. And the one character who doesn't kill himself right away, Tom. So is that
Yeah,
Yeah.
his was interesting. Sorry, I just think of Tom Segura every fucking time. Every time they said Tom, I was just like,
Segura's son-
Tom.
yeah,
He's on
his,
his hat, too. Can't escape.
Fuck.
Water
Okay.
But it makes
Water
me think,
champs everywhere.
it
You're
makes
a
me
really
think of,
powerful
that
athlete.
scene. We've all seen Doom, right? With The Rock.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember that scene in Doom where the guy finds out he has the evil gene inside of him, and rather than become evil, he kills himself?
Yeah.
Isn't
Rip.
that a greater sign that he's a good person than an evil person?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Same thing here. His selflessness overshadows the guilt that might have existed in his own life.
Tom was
So-
the best part of this movie.
Tom
was.
was the best part of this movie.
Here's an interesting concept, and we can chew on this and spit it out if we want. So this is, I saw on Facebook that someone thought that the Bird Box was all about racism, and the reason why Tom was the only one who could stand up to it was obviously simply because he was black. But like, they talked about the fact that this movie hypothetically was about all of these white people having guilt, not seeing racism, and killing themselves to avoid addressing it, which I thought was the most half-assed, ridiculous thing to ever goddamn say in your goddamn life, especially not knowing that this is a fucking book,
Yeah.
and that that's not what the book is about.
Yeah.
So I hate people. Let's just talk about that.
Brutally honest.
Yeah, you're all stupid.
What
You're
about-
all
Fuck
stupid.
people.
But
Brutally
what
honest.
about BD Wong?
He's all right, but he doesn't count.
Oh, the
I
Asian
know,
dude?
but like what? Like so, it's only.
Yeah.
I don't get where their
Exactly.
racism
People
plots
are
coming
That's why
from.
he's very
it's not a
stupid.
correct
I don't
answer.
get it.
It's not a,
That's why
it's
he's
not a
very
correct
stupid.
dissertation.
They forgot about him.
You give
He was
people
great.
who don't make enough money to go see movies the opportunity to stream something, and they come up with these wild ideas that make no sense. It's insane. And then some people haven't even heard of it, Movie Pass and AMC A-List. Blows my mind.
Terrifying. Bird Box.
I say watch it. It's a good movie.
No, see it.
yeah,
see it.
absolutely watch
Yeah, it's
it.
decent.
All right. Any
Yeah,
other
it's
hot
all
takes?
right.
Final thoughts, Rob? Number grade?
Probably about a 6. It's all right. Better than bad.
Yeah.
Not as good as good.
Yeah.
Sam?
I'd also give it a 6. Don't expect much to come out of it. You're gonna ask yourself a lot of questions, which is like the whole fucking point, I guess. But whatever. I like the cast, so it's fine. Yeah.
I gave it a 6 too. I
6.
think that the acting was more or less. I actually thought it was pretty poorly acted. Sandra Bullock was the best one in the cast, in my
Tom.
opinion.
I like Tom
I like
too.
Malkovich.
Tom was good, actually.
Tom was
Tom
good.
and John Malkovich
Dumpling.
are my favorites.
It was like a rehash
Olympia
of
was the
everything
only
he's done.
happiness in that
It
shit.
was like I wasn't really impressed. I wanted to see him do more.
The
I
little
just like seeing
girl,
John Malkovich.
Yeah.
that little
Anytime I
girl
see him, I'm
got
a little
me.
happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good for you, John.
Oh, the kids were good. They were good.
I just
actually.
hear their little voices
Boy
just
and
saying
girl.
Maui, and I'm like, oh my god.
So, Will, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. You know, there's some really good shots out of this. A lot of good things to pull out of it. The score was awesome. Everyone looked like they gave it their all. Just wasn't perfect.
Yeah,
Cool.
solid.
Solid.
All right, so like, without even dwelling on this movie, let's go right into the next one. So,
Yeah.
Apostle.
Okay.
What do you guys think? First thoughts, Rob.
Didn't like it. To me, it was more style over substance.
Okay.
4 or 5 different things happening at once.
Yeah.
Nothing really got resolved.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a confusing movie.
Yes. Okay. I thought it was just me
No.
being like whatever because I fucked up and binged everything in one day. So I don't know how I feel about it because there were like cool-ish things about
Yeah.
it. Like I liked that old woman who's the goddess. Like she was cool, but I feel like she didn't
Yeah.
fit into this at all. I'm like, why are you trying to go all Silent Hill with this all of a sudden?
Yes.
I love Silent Hill. That is my guilty pleasure. I will
like it too.
go to the ends of the earth for that. But this, it already exists. I feel like this didn't need to happen. Didn't need to be a thing.
Yeah. I'm with
Silent Hill, best video game movie.
I'm with Rob on this one. I thought it was it was very style over substance with this movie. I thought the acting from both Dan Stevens and specifically the man, I forget his name and actor name, the man who is basically the true leader of this cult.
Oh, the guy from Hot Fuzz? Was he in Hot Fuzz? The British guy?
I'm not sure.
I'm about to say
It's
the
British
actual
guy,
true
but-
leader or Fion's dad, who was got little dick syndrome and was like, I am the ruler of this shit.
The guy who
Actual
got
true
shot in the
leader.
shoulder. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. That
He
guy.
actually
He did a
cheated.
good job.
He did a great job. I thought him and Dan Stevens carried this movie.
Yeah.
With the other characters kind of being there to try to feast on power. They were still good. The acting in this movie was solid. Where this film misstepped was in the writing and the editing, because the pacing left a lot to be understood.
Yeah.
It kind of just left you on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what was going on. With that being said, I thought the cinematography, the lighting, the special effects,
Practical
the
effects, too.
cinematography.
Yeah.
Practical effects were great.
Amazing. Like all
We'll
like
give
the
it
blood
that.
stuff and like when the guy got stabbed with all those spears, that was awesome.
Yeah,
That was really good. That was
Well, so the director of this film, Gareth Evans, he directed The Raid and The Raid 2.
yeah.
Favorite
overseas.
action.
Super different. Like
Yeah. So when you come to this, like anything Gareth Evans does, you're gonna get that really rich cinematography, rich lighting. You're gonna get a solid acted movie. It looks like they kind of fell off with the writing and the editing, and it seems like everything else they had going for them. So I mean, I loved it as a cinematographer. I did not like it as a director, but I did like the acting. I thought everybody did pull out their performance and did really well. Just as a director, I felt like my story was lost. But yeah, turn it over to you, Will.
I loved it. I loved pretty much every part of this movie. I thought the acting was terrific. I thought the score was super good. The setting was great.
Yep.
The atmosphere was completely seamless. I mean, talking about like cinematography, like sometimes you can tell there's an A team, a B team, and a C team. Unit 1, Unit 2, like there are different like teams of production working on these movies. This seemed like it was the same people working on every single shot. This was solid. That was cool. I agree the pacing was a little bit uneven, but it felt a little bit tactical. Like some of those like red herring love stories.
Yeah.
I feel like that enforces the villainy of the guy who had little dick syndrome.
Yes.
I think that's what it
He
is.
did.
Yeah.
He for sure did. I didn't
exactly.
know who he was until he started bitching about I am the actual one. I'm like, where
Yeah.
did you actually come from? I didn't know who he was
Saw an
until
opportunity for power.
So a lot yeah.
he was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it was I thought the violence was like I really liked it. I thought the like all the kills were very, very satisfying and just it wasn't over the top. I think all the violence and all the death and all the maiming and all that stuff was measured exactly to what the characters either deserved in terms of like the emotional impact that they had. Like that guy who had the brain skull thing, like that was sad.
Hurt
That was
me.
really
We're gonna talk
sad
about that.
because he was a great character and he was really fun to like have around, and you're really sympathetic to somebody like that who just is stuck in a shitty world like that.
That's a
Yeah.
scene where I started getting leading up to that. That's when I started getting incredibly angry with this film.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
that's when Little Dick Syndrome was like,
Yeah.
you have a bastard inside of you, and I'm like,
He had no
why?
We can just call him Little Dick Syndrome for the rest of the
Yeah,
review, right?
I just
Yeah.
hated him
Little Dicky.
because he killed Little Dicky because
Lil
he
Dicky.
kills his
That-
fucking daughter, his
Yeah.
own daughter.
That was fucked.
And then when what's his face, really sweet little boy who gets his head fucking screwed out.
That looked cool.
He tried to defend it, and then he runs outside. He's like, "Oh my god, he attacked her!" I'm like, "Oh my god, I hate people who are like that.
Yeah.
I hate people who will like do the most heinous things, and then the second someone retaliates, it's like, look at me, I am the victim, and I'm like, oh fuck you.
What a great death he got, Little Dick.
I feel like it took way too long for him to die. I'm like, okay, how come
That's the point,
one
though.
person
Yeah.
can get shanked in the side 5 times and die instantly, like what happened in Hold the Dark,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes you like fucking 3 shanks, a shot, and a smack in the face with a rock.
Well, who was even that guy that got shanked 5 times and died? Which character was that? Like that's I think that's
Yeah,
the point. Is
I
that the
guess.
violence is, and the punishment dealt to these characters is indicative of how they're supposed to be treated in the story.
You right.
Like the violence in the movie is a language.
His
almost.
hatred kept him going.
Mm-hmm.
It was. They kept him alive for like you always wanted him dead, and that's why they kept him alive.
Yeah.
But like you said, the practical effects in this were amazing.
Yeah.
The gruesome debraining machine, the crank machine with the kind of they have them spread out.
and he gets the hand. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What happened to his hand? I
Where
forgot.
Rubber Band had him on with the hooks.
Rubber
and-
Band Head. I
Yeah.
loved
Oh, it
him.
fucked up his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Off his-
it like cut
all
off
his
like
fingers.
3 fingers.
That was
Yeah.
so good. That
The
Rubber
gore
Band
was-
Head was great.
The gore was great.
Yeah.
The
I
color
wish
grading too.
the
Color
rest of
grading
it was as
solid.
great.
Like, it was just like this consistent atmosphere throughout the whole thing.
I could
It was
make
very
severed
unsettling.
fingers
It was
anytime
great.
I want.
Yeah.
So
be
I
cool.
loved this movie, and I'm gonna tell a lot of people to watch it because I had a blast watching it.
And as a cinematographer, one of many of the great shots, but the shot when they're cranking the thing and we see the camera go to the sky, towards the sky, towards the sky.
Yeah.
Oh my
was
god!
cool.
That was so sick. They give me goosebumps. Give
I
me
was
goosebumps
thinking they
right
were
now.
gonna like pop his head.
They
or
also
something like
muffled the sound the closer it got up, so
Yeah.
like you knew that it was like
Great sound-
on his ear, and I was like, "Oh,
Great
what?
sound design.
You didn't hear that?
No.
I was like, "Oh, it's muffled. I
Yeah.
hate that."
I had headphones on when I was watching it. Like the sound design for this was also really,
Yeah.
really solid. Like the scene transitions. Like I know you were complaining about the editing, but the way the scenes transitioned to each other was rock solid.
Well, the editing was good, but the only thing that I had a problem with the editing is it didn't really help the writing.
No,
It could have helped the writing because if they edited it a different way to fix the writing, is definitely a way it could have been done.
I guess I didn't really see as much a problem with the writing. I thought everything about this was solid. I really, really enjoyed this movie.
It was the lack of subplots, because like we kept
too many.
barreling. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Too
There were
many
like 6
subplots.
different stories going on.
Yeah,
at once,
I didn't
felt.
like it.
Because there was the love thing between the two
And-
founders' kids,
Which seemed
and then-
legit because I
well,
feel
it
like
didn't seem
Little
like a
Dick
major
came out and
subplot.
needed that.
Exactly, that's a little red herring. They get you.
The goddess
They make
part
you
was
care,
just
and then
fucking
they
weird.
get you.
True.
Yeah.
Who's Rubber Band Head? Who is that?
Rubber Band Head's Rubber Band Head.
He's a huge part of it at
He's
the
never
end,
give
and
that
they
away.
never tell you. I don't
He's-
like that
They don't
shit.
tell
just
you
part of
many
the
things.
pagan
2018 has made me a bitter, judgmental bitch. So, like, there is a lot I did not like about this because I'm just like, nothing wows me anymore.
So if we can shed some light on it, does anyone understand what was going on?
They were using religion
Yeah, they
based
so
fear in
it's-
people and
yeah.
weak people who needed someone else to
But
follow
did-
because
so-
they can't
So
be
they
their
were
own person.
They were sacrificed originally. They had the pagan goddess strapped down. They
Yeah.
were sacrificing animals to her
Yep.
to make their crops fertile and make
Yeah.
the island habitable.
They just like
and then,
stumbled
then
upon
then
her.
the animals. Yeah, who was the guy who came up with that idea? Like, hey, see that tree lady over there? Let's strap her down and shove blood in her mouth.
She
and
probably
see what
wants
happens."
rabbit blood.
Yeah, that. So
I think it was just like a personal
sidestepping
experiment
that. Yeah, sidestepping that part of it.
Yeah.
Tie her down, animals, but then animals stop working. So
Mm-hmm.
then they figure out like, oh, let's start giving her human blood, and she really liked the human blood. So then they create this cult where it's like everyone's bloodletting.
Yep.
They give the blood to her. That's why
Yep.
they have that blood catacomb when they're just like constantly giving her blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To the point that they get nice crops and they get to have a cool place to live, and it's a beautiful island. And they were taking people. They were kidnapping people so that way they could pay for other things on the island. I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's
That's
what.
the point of Jennifer and this whole thing.
Yeah,
They should have explained Rubber Band Guy.
They should have.
They really should have. It
He
would've-
was
it would've
so-
tied everything together.
he was visually.
He was
awesome.
the most Silent Hill looking thing in this, besides,
Yeah.
of course, the old woman, just like, who was just nothing but vines and a head. But, like,
I got Game of Thrones vibes from her. Like, who are those? Who are those people from Game of Thrones? Who are like the tree
The
ladies?
3-eyed raven.
Not the three-eyed raven.
not
who,
familiar.
Who are those tree fairies?
That's
The tree fairies.
Remember those ones?
she didn't look like a children of the forest
Okay.
That's what they're called?
in the Game of Thrones. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like half Game of Thrones, half Silent Hill.
I just
It's
got
definitely more Silent Hill-ish.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt.
only towards the end.
And there's only really one guy trapped in a tree in Game of Thrones, and that's only in one episode.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine now. He's dead.
Poor Lore Santeca.
Well, fuck. Okay.
So yeah, let's go into final thoughts on this one. There's a lot we could talk about, but like speculation as to what the Rubber Band Man was or what he did. So at the end of the movie, Dan Stevens essentially basically takes over or helps feed
the island.
the island and
Yep.
the queen or whatever we call that witch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So final thoughts, number grade, Rob, what do you think?
I'm not gonna recommend anyone watch it. I'm not gonna recommend they don't watch it. If you somehow come across it, sure. Probably like a 4.5
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah. I think I'd give it a 5 just because visually there was some good stuff. But if you're, not to sound mean, but if you're one of those simple ass bitches that are like, I watched everything on Netflix, what do I watch? And like you take 5 seconds and you're like, no, I can't watch it, it's too scary, and you can't really kind of appreciate visually what's in front of you. Because this story and whatever was going on was a little stupid and things I've seen a million times before, so I was just kind of over it. You probably won't get the point of it, I guess, because there was some cool shit to look at, but it's not for people who can't appreciate how much work went into certain parts of it, like the practical effects. So I'll give it a 4 and watch it if you're not a simpleton, I guess.
I gave it a 6.5, and all of my decision came from respect for Gareth Evans, the cinematography, the lighting, the editing. Well, I mean, the editing was good, but like they could have explained more with the editing. The practical effects were amazing, and again, the cinematography was outstanding as always in any Gareth Evans movie. The Raid and The Raid 2 need to be checked out. We've mentioned this many times in the podcast before as one of our favorite action movies, if not the favorite action movie of most of us.
Yeah.
So check out The Raid, check out The Raid 2. This movie is worth checking out if you're a cinematographer or someone who's involved with special effects. Definitely solid.
I think I gave 2 different grades.
You did.
4.5. That's
Average amount.
That's the middle. Sorry.
Well,
I love this movie. There was so much for me to enjoy with it. I thought the cinematography was awesome. I thought it was a dynamite opening. I thought it was a pretty satisfying ending.
Yeah.
Score was great. Sound design was great. I enjoy the editing. I think the writing was pretty good. There was big chunks where it was dragging, and that's kind of the main thing I was dissatisfied with. But those lulls made the high points of the movie even more satisfying for me. I loved the violence. I loved the characters. Anything Dan Stevens is a must for me. Probably like 8 or 9 out of 10, but 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I loved it. I loved this movie.
wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
So,
That wasn't me.
without further ado,
There are cameras.
let's go into Hold the Dark.
All right.
So, this Jeffrey Wright starring, sort of, not post-apocalyptic, but
It's regular Alaska. Alaska
Yeah,
sucks.
action thriller.
Is
Alaska's
it like 2004 Alaska?
This was a 57% match on Netflix, by the way. I was like, ooh, this does not want me to watch it.
Alaska sucks.
The trailer
The trailer
looks
looked so
fantastic.
It did
good.
look cool.
I was so upset.
Yeah, airtight cinematography. Like they had beautiful, like glamour shots
They
all
did.
over
Yeah.
the place.
It
And, like, all
looked
the profile
great.
shots
For
are
such
really
a
nice.
shit
They did.
film.
Lighting was rock solid. The costume design, like I love the wolf masks. Those look
Those
cool.
were cool.
And just there was so many. And I love the shootout.
No.
You didn't
Too
like
long.
That is where we battle.
Too
Because
long.
I don't need 10 minutes of him just like reloading. Because like obviously you know that Cheon, or whatever the fuck his name, Cheez-It. He's
Yeah,
mad at the
Cheez-It.
cops.
Yep.
He's mad at everybody because his daughter was taken by wolves.
Happens.
We're just gonna jump into it. This whole shit happened because kids are being taken by
Deal with
wolves.
That doesn't
And
happen.
You don't have
It's
to
like
live in
dingoes
Alaska.
taking
Yeah,
babies in
exactly.
Australia. It's
Yeah.
not real.
like your
Lock your
kids were
door.
never taken by wolves, but like he's pissy because the cops came and left, and he's mad because they feel like all these shitty boy cops don't do anything for the Alaskan people. So they show up to his house because shit's going down, and he just murders all of them.
So,
and I was like, what the fuck?
That was surprising. I was.
It was
not
like something out of
expecting that
Rambo.
scene.
so this movie is about Jeffrey Wright, who is basically it takes on the mission of finding someone's daughter, and he has to go through the Alaskan wilderness and find where she is.
Because
That's-
wolves took her.
That's a backstory.
no, wolves took him.
Allegedly.
Wolves took her son.
And just to tread back a little bit, Birdbox is it's a post-apocalyptic movie where people cannot go
See.
outside and with bare eyes, or they could see a creature who could make them kill themselves.
Use your
Unless
human
they're
eyes, not your
mentally
bear eyes.
ill, and mentally ill think they're beautiful.
And the apostle is about a
Nothing.
man who similarly has to go find his sister who's joined this cult and bring her back.
Yeah, straightforward rescue movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, so back to Hold the Fart. First thoughts, Rob. Or did we already do that?
No.
We basically already did, but it was
Okay.
boring.
We just started yelling.
Boring.
Okay. Sam, you've given yours.
Boring.
I thought the writing was a mess. Everything was all over the place.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright was so terrible.
Everything but how it looked.
Yeah, the cinematography was fantastic.
Really, really good. Yeah.
In the lighting and even down to the action scenes were choreographed very
Action
well.
scene.
Well, the one
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one major one.
Because
yeah.
the other action scene is just like getting hit by crossbows.
There's a
together.
lot of
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright just kind of waiting, like lying in the wait and delivering subpar acting,
Yeah.
waiting for the
Being
the
very
shootout.
sad.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think he's a trash actor. I would go that far. Yes. I
Brutally
would.
honest.
He was terrible in Westworld. You don't think so? Because
Well, he
he's
was good
supposed
in
to
his
be
role.
robotic. Right.
He's a robot.
I've seen him in commercials after the fact. Terrible in those too. If there's anybody who can be terrible,
He's got a
in
nice
commercial,
speaking
it's him.
voice.
Well, here's the thing. He's a nice speaking voice.
That's it.
But like, I know so many talented local actors and actresses who don't have a chance, and because of Westworld, they're giving this guy the chance in these major action movies, thinking that he's gonna be a blockbuster name to sell them, and he's just not. So it just
Well,
it's-
and the James Bond movies. He was in those.
who cares? I didn't see the James
He's
Bond
my
movies.
Felix Leiter.
I don't remember.
tell you that
him
much.
at
Did you
all.
like him?
He was fine. I mean, I didn't have any like qualms with him.
All
I
right.
like that word.
I'm not
So-
like emotionally invested in the Felix Leiter character in the James Bond novels.
What do you think about this movie as a whole?
Snooze fest.
Yeah.
This was
Trash.
extremely boring, and that shootout just seemed like a desperate attempt to pull anyone just kind of dozing off right back into it. Because
Right.
I was kind of falling asleep when I was watching that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear the gunshots, and I'm like, wait, what happened? And I had to back it up and figure out, why is he shooting these people? This is like, seems like such an
He's
overreaction.
an angry cheese.
Yeah, and like that scene was well choreographed. It was very well shot.
It was.
The effects were really cool. It was scary in that moment, but that's the only captivating scene in the
Right.
entire movie. I could not care less about anything else that happened that entire movie.
Yeah.
Just a lot of pretty snow.
A lot of pretty snow.
Yeah.
Trees look good.
Yeah,
Wolves look cuddly.
Couple rocks.
Apparently, they were real wolves.
I believe it.
They were real wolves
Sure.
that they used. I had to do so much research on this fucking movie to even understand what was going on. I still don't really get it.
I'm gonna cut this one short because
Yeah,
there
fuck
really
it.
isn't much to talk about this movie.
There's
don't watch
incest.
So Rob,
Best thing about it.
so Rob,
That's it.
what did you think about this movie? Number grade, final grade.
Trash. 2. 0.5.
I didn't give it much higher.
2.5. Maybe a 3.
Major disappointment.
They all should have died.
Yeah. Major disappointment.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3 because I like snow. And
Snow is
wolves
nice.
look cuddly. And they were real.
You know
I will
what?
respect them for that.
3 for the wolves.
3 for the wolves.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 for the cinematography mainly, and the acting. Not the acting. God, not the acting. The
I liked whoever
cinematography
played
and lighting.
Medora. She was fucking creepy.
I don't remember.
I knew the
anyone's
second I
name.
met her, that was like, ooh, she's not
It's like,
right.
yeah, that's she's not
she
doing
is
good.
not right.
Like, even for someone who just had their child die, like,
Yeah.
she's not doing great.
It's Alaska.
When she just like laid next to him all like naked after getting out of the tub, and she's like, is he up there? Is he down there?
That was
I was like, ooh, fuck.
weird.
Yeah, she was good in whatever she was supposed to be, but she was also only in it for 5 minutes.
So, what are your thoughts on the final grade of this movie?
I mean, I know I've been kind of like lenient on the rest of these movies, but this is like a 3. This movie's
Rip
a
it.
serious stinker.
Yes.
I cannot like, and I do like, what was his name?
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. I actually do like him. I thought he was solid in Westworld. I think he's good in commercials.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy, and I was really let down by I was let down by Alexander Skarsgård in this one too, because I was
Yeah.
hoping for a
Yeah,
little
he
bit
was
more.
whatever.
He was pretty mad.
Yeah,
was
there's like
whatever.
out of everyone in
Is
the
he good in
Skarsgårds,
anything?
I figured
No.
he'd bring a little bit more energy
No.
to a performance
His
like
brother's
this.
better.
To
But-
just add one
Which one? The
statement to
creepy
that,
it guy?
Pennywise.
Jeffrey Wright.
No, that was Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, I know. You're
Yeah,
saying
his
I
brother.
like him better.
Oh yeah, Bill Skarsgård's a better Skarsgård, but there's like 3 other Skarsgårds who are also actors.
Yeah, there are.
And what's the father's name?
Narsgard.
No,
But to add
Isn't
to
he in
this,
I don't know.
Alan.
He's in
Skarsgård?
Thor.
Yeah, he is in Thor. He's the father of the Skarsgård coven, and then there's a Skarsgård in Vikings.
Boo.
Yeah,
Bill
different
Skarsgård
different
played,
Skarsgård.
yeah.
He's
Pennywise. He's my favorite.
weird
Yeah.
family.
He's the best Skarsgård.
got creepy eyes.
I love him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
He's in Castle Rock.
I love creepy looking men.
But to add. That's
That's why you're here, right?
Steve
But to add one thing
Buscemi.
to
Those
the,
eyes got
Jeffrey
me
Wright
fucked
argument,
up.
Yeah.
Westworld. Jeffrey Wright was good in Westworld, leading me to go try to find him in other things. And I saw him in other things. And it's the
Disappointed.
same fucking character every
Upset.
fucking time. And it's so exhausting
Upsetting.
and depressing and disappointing.
Yeah. And even as someone who likes him, I was let down by this. I thought this was really, really bad.
Yeah.
This is a really bad movie, and I don't think anyone should see it.
Yep.
Gotta teach these people a lesson.
Guarantee everyone has a 50% match or lower
Yeah.
on Netflix. I don't know anyone this would
No
be
one's
matched
watching this anymore.
Yeah, no, this is long gone.
Horrible.
Unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately.
It's still there. You can
Yes.
watch it if you
Glad
search
we are
for it.
the final messengers to tell the world.
Fuck it.
Don't watch
So-
this movie.
Final.
We
so
did that.
so I know we did that. So any plugs, Rob? And tell us, is there anything that you checked out on Netflix that you recommend people check out that we didn't mention today?
You can all like, rate, review, subscribe, and if you're looking for a good Netflix original movie, in my opinion, the best one actually is Gerald's Game, based on Stephen King's book.
You can go any streaming, by the way, too.
I don't watch Hulu.
What?
Prime.
Boo. Amazon's alright, but I mean, are their movies any good?
No.
Yeah. so
Sometimes.
I-
Sometimes. I can give people a few.
Gerald's Game's good. Sabrina's good. The Handmaid's Tale's good. Yeah. That's about that. Try it out.
Yeah. Same thing as Rob in terms of like, love us, like us, comment to us. I like talking to people on social media.
But not in real
What?
Me. I don't like talking.
Not you. I mentioned this, but I think people should watch Dumplin'.
Yep.
It just like looks good. A bitch. I hate country, but it's all about Dolly Parton, and I fucking love that woman. So like, it's great. Jennifer Aniston is a bitch, but like the girl who plays Dumplin' is like the best. So when I saw her in Birdbox, I was like, oh my goodness. I don't know her real name. She's just Dumplin', but there was whatever.
Olympia Dumpling.
Olympia Dumplin'.
Olympia
She's
Dumpling.
great. Yeah, that's relatively new, I think, on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I would
It came
suggest
out
that.
in November or December.
Yeah.
Cool. Plugs?
Yep.
So DIY the show is currently off. We just wrapped up season 3. We're going to be putting out a lot of web exclusive performances from some of our favorite artists like Kimbo Rose, Out of System Transfer, Inland Seas, and several others. We will be gearing up with season 4 in a few months, and be on the lookout for a new music video from Sunsinger. That'll be fun.
Cool.
Nice.
And anything to recommend from streaming that we haven't mentioned?
If you haven't seen Triple X, watch Triple X. Not the new ones, but the first one, Vin Diesel. If you haven't watched that, that's my favorite movie of all time. You should watch it.
Really?
I honestly
yeah.
don't hear horrible things about that.
It's
It's
a
not-
great movie. It's smart. It's a smart movie. There's a lot of nuance to
It's
it.
great being in the middle. It's usually me against Rob all the time.
Yeah.
This is great.
We have the face off. Like making faces.
So
Triple X is the smartest movie we've all ever seen. We all love it. We all agree on it.
if
Nice.
you're gonna check something on
Wipe my ass with
streaming,
Vin Diesel.
so these are some of the things that I've seen recently. So Netflix, check out Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I 100% loved it, but it's a Western anthology by the Coen brothers. So you're gonna get something
Nice.
for everybody in there. I liked a couple of the anthology stories. A couple of them I didn't like, but you're guaranteed to have a fun time. And because it's an anthology, you can kind of pause it whenever you want, come back to it. I like that about anthologies. If you're on Prime, go check out another Dan Stevens movie, The Ticket, which I've been raving about since I heard about it. The ticket has Dan Stevens as a blind man who gets cured of his blindness, gets too greedy, and tries to become basically everything that he feel like he was lacking. Got too greedy, cheated on his wife, tried to get his wife back, and then his blindness comes back. So it's a very depressing movie.
I am excited to watch that. Thank you for that recommendation.
It's so good.
Yeah. Anything Dan Stevens,
Yikes.
I'll love. I know I'll love it.
In Legion, have you seen Legion?
I love Legion so much.
Legion's great. Second season was a little bit convoluted, but I think it's going to be a solid third season.
Yeah.
You know, I
definitely.
love Jermaine Clement.
He was a fun addition to that series.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning into our first Netflix recap episode for Q4 2018.
Woo!
We hope to do these once every quarter so you can kind of know what's going on, what's coming out, what's good, what sucks, what's terrible, what's awful, what's the worst thing you've ever seen, what make you want to gouge your eyes out like Birdbox.
Oh, God.
But anyway, thank you for tuning in to Brutally Honest Network. This is Brutally Honest Reviews.
Yes.
Tune in next week for another review. Have a good week. Go stream something, and peace.
Bye.
Click stuff.
They're all gonna stream.
Why don't we talk about Bandersnatch?